Yeah, it's cold and rainy. Not a day to be on the bike, but it's a good day to upgrade a bike. Hopefully that rain's not too loud on our roof, but you can hear me. But I hope you guys are doing well, and let's talk about some bike upgrades. All right, so the bike that we're going to do some upgrades today on is the 2023 San Quentin 1. We talked more about this bike in a few other videos, so I'll put some links up in the top and in the description below. If you want to see a video on the specs of the San Quentin and see me crash on the trail, those links will be provided. And in those other videos, I did mention that the first upgrade that we were going to do is on this beefy boy, the Suntour XCM 34 Boost. This sucker's heavy, and I've talked about this in other videos, but it's adequate for most people. I don't want you to think that you just bought your San Quentin and now you have to spend a bunch of money on your fork. For a lot of people, it's going to be totally fine. Me and the guys, we notice it a lot more because we've been on nicer forks and we know how they feel, and we also know the advantage of having a lighter fork. So maybe you have some cash lying around and you're like, all right, time to upgrade this fork. I highly recommend it. Unfortunately, forks are not very inexpensive. They do cost a good amount, but you can find them, sometimes great deals on them. Right now, there's a lot of good deals out there. Sometimes you can look on your local trail Facebook groups. You can look on Pink Bike, other places where people will sell their takeoffs. You can look on other classified places where people are selling their takeoff forks. So a couple things to keep in mind when you're looking for a fork to upgrade your San Quentin. One, it needs to be boost. What is boost? That's 110 millimeters. And it needs to be a through axle. That's this axle right here that goes across. So it needs to be boost, needs to be a through axle. Also, it needs to be a 27.5. Could you do a 29 mullets? Yes, possibly, but you're going to change the geometry if you go to a 29er fork. The brace is up higher. They sit up higher, so you want to look for a 27.5 fork. The other thing you want to look for is a tapered steer tube. And we're going to take this off in a sec. This one actually is tapered. The old one was not. It was straight. This one's tapered, so we do actually have a tapered headset. So that's good. You don't have to change out your headset. All right, so let me go grab the fork that we're going to install on the San Quentin. All right, here it is, 27.5, 130 millimeters of travel. All right, RockShox. All right, and the fork we're going to install is the RockShox Recon. So this is found on a lot of beginner bikes, beginner full suspensions. It's found on the Norco Fluid, the A4 that we've talked about on the last videos. And the fork was used for many years on the Marin Rift Zones, both the 1 and the 2 trim. And I've ridden them quite a lot. So yeah, it is a good beginner air fork. Is it the lightest? No. Is it the most plush? No. But for anywhere from $250 to $350, depending on what you end up paying for it, it's a good beginner fork that's not too heavy and gives you a big upgrade from your steel coil XCM fork. All right, so let's get this thing measured and cut. We're gonna have to measure the steer tube, cut it, put in the star nut, put on the crown race. So we'll explain all that in a little bit. One thing to keep in mind, if you are buying a used fork, always make sure you measure this steer tube, because you don't want to get one that's too short and then your frame may need one that's longer. So best thing you can do is measure your current fork steer tube. So you just have to take off your handlebars, drop the fork, and put a tape on it, and then you'll know. Then you can ask the seller. Most people will list it, but if they don't, ask the seller what this length is. You can always cut off, but not so easy to add on. The rain has come. We're under tornado warning. It's not looking good. So yeah, yesterday we had a big storm come through, and actually a tornado touched down, not in our area, but South Houston area. Hopefully those, if any of our customers or people out there, hopefully they're okay. Did some pretty bad damage, and our kids at our school, they were under their desks, and it was kind of a stressful time. So the install of the fork didn't happen, but it's happening right now. So let's go get this thing installed. All right, San Quentin is ready for its surgery, but we need to weigh it. These are temporary pedals. I know they don't go with the bike, but that's what we had laying around, so that's what went on. All right, so weight of the San Quentin 1. This is a medium size with green pedals, and we are at 34.6 pounds. So let's see what taking off this fork does to the weight. Why am I still holding the wheel? Why didn't we take the wheel off when we took the fork off?
I think you forgot.
No, that was you. So one thing that's nice with the new San Quentin, I talked about this in another video, it comes with a tapered headset bearing, which the old San Quentin did not. So you had to get a new headset if you wanted to replace the fork. So that's good. The only con is now you have to remove the crown race. Yay. All right, that was actually the easiest crown race I've removed in a while, so score. All right, so time to mount our crown race, and we're going to use our fancy pants Park Tool. Hey, the Park Tool ones are really expensive, so this works as well. Good?
Yep.
See? Done. Park Tool.
Park Tool.
If you want one, we are selling them. How much are these?
Like 150 a piece.
All right, measure. All right, that's looking good. Good job, Jared. Come on, put some muscle into it, Jared. More.
Would you like to do it, Evan?
Oh, we need to weigh these guys. Let's see. How much do you think?
This one's heavier. That's my guess.
All right, 5.3 with the axle and XCM. Oh, it's heavy. 7.3. Ta-da. Look at that. Boom. Perfect. All right. Fork is coming along. Just got to mount the caliper and put the wheel on. That wasn't too bad. All right. So we are done. The RockShox Recon 130 is installed, and already we took off some decent weight. Front end definitely feel taking 2 pounds off the front on any mountain bike is significant. So that's a good weight savings up front. That's us installing a new fork on the 2023 San Quentin 1. So if you have a San Quentin 1 or it's in your future and you want to upgrade your fork, RockShox Recon's a good option. Check around, maybe you can find a takeoff like I mentioned before, but just make sure it's the right length. And it's 110 boost. If you want to go up in travel, you could probably go up to a 140 without changing the geometry too much. We stayed at 130 because the Recon that we got already was 130, so unless you change the spring to a 140, that takes more work. So we just went with the 130. Jared Wheely is going to represent the new fork. All right, the trick is though, you have to go all the way around the parking lot. So you have to go all the way, do a complete circle. Not bad. Nice. Oh no, I can't. Oh.
You can.
All right, it's recording. I can't do wheelies in the cold.
That's not an excuse.
Can you show me your tricks? Wow! Oh my goodness! Oh wow! Hey, nice shoes. I like the purple on them.
Thank you.
That was a little bit weird. Where did she come from?
She was walking down the road and then she saw us.
She was walking down the road and she saw you doing wheelies. All right.
She saw you doing wheelies. And
Saw
wanted
me
to
doing
see your
wheelies.
sick chicks.
Very nice lady. She may come back and buy a bike. So if you are the lady walking by, come back and see us. Especially Jared, because she liked your shoes, Jared. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap up today's video on the San Quentin. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from Biking Roots. Thanks for watching and take care. Bye.